Welcome to Conversations Below the Surface, the CBS Podcast Shorts. I am your host, Marcus Gentry, and we hope you enjoy this episode. In my area a couple of weeks ago, we had something that I'm calling an electrical storm. I'm not sure if that's the proper name for it or not, but it created a partial power outage in my home. And I talked to my electrician about it, and he was explaining sometimes when the voltage gets shut down from the company, it can create an outcome that has power in places in the house or low power to no power. So it may not be a complete power outage, but it might be interfered with. So I'd never heard of that before. I thought it was either all on or all off. I didn't know it could create that kind of random power in a home, but evidently it could. But it made me also think about a poet that I was listening to the other day. And this female poet was saying that she cut the line between her heart and her body. Now, she was a little bit more explicit in her terms when she talked about her body, but was talking about cutting the connection between her heart and her body. And I thought about that, and I said, I thought that was something that was only isolated to women of the night or call girls or prostitutes, something like that, who didn't have a connection between body and heart. And this particular lady was saying that she cut this herself. She cut that connection between her heart and her body. So there are things she could physically do, but not have a heart connection to it. And I thought about that. And so sometimes it seems that connection can be cut also because of trauma. So trauma can happen. So a person may not have intentionally cut it, but they have been so traumatized by something that happened to them physically that they remove the heart connection from it so they can do things physically without having a heart involved in it, because mentally, intellectually, they are connected to what's going on, but they don't have a heart connection to it. And then I looked real hard in the mirror, and what I realized is that that's not just true for women. That's true for men as well. There are men who have experienced trauma in their lives in some cases, or just made some decisions because of maybe emotional disappointments or frustrations that they can physically do things but not have a heart connection to it. And the body is designed to be connected unless there is an issue that interferes with that flow, just like electrical voltage that runs through a system, whether that's a home, a city, or even a car. The body has a flow of energy and such that runs through it, and we can have that damaged or interfered with. And I think even when you look at people who have different jobs, and most people on their jobs don't have a heart connection to the job. They're just physically going through the motion because intellectually they know that this is what they're supposed to do, but they don't have to love what they're doing, and they're doing it for a higher purpose. And I'm talking about a breakage in that system between heart and body, between things of passion and things that we physically do. And there seems to be more of a disconnect that's happening. It can happen in relationships. My goodness, it just makes me wonder, are we dealing with that kind of separation in our lives? And are we willing to try to do the repair work that's necessary? And you can imagine that's some pretty serious repair work, some recovery work that needs to happen. And I got to tell you, probably many won't want to do it, because when that separation between heart and body happened early in life, probably was because something was emotionally disruptive, and the fear of having that kind of emotional upset happen again. Some people are so traumatized by the thought of returning to that they absolutely do not want to consider making that connection, because they've learned how to survive. They've learned how to make it from day to day, from relationship to relationship, going through the motions without having to have their heart involved, because they've connected with someone else who has that same disconnect. So you have people connecting and doing things and working jobs and going through life, but there's no real heart connection in what they're doing. And they've done it so long that they start to feel now this is normal. we have maybe normalized unnormal or unhealthy like behavior. So it's just something for us to think about in this podcast short. Do we have a break in our connection between our heart and our body and our minds? Thank you for listening to this CBS podcast short. If you would like to hear more on this topic, please email me at respect@marcusgentry.com. And don't forget to check back for new episodes.